Okay, so today I'm going to do a video about how to make a working wishing well. And basically down here at the bottom you can see most of the items you'll need. It's not all of them, but this is just basically the inside of the wishing well. And basically what we're going to do, there is another video that shows how to make a wishing well with a disposal system in case somebody throws something in there that you don't want. However, I don't feel a necessity to have that. I have kids, and they're the only people that actually get on my worlds. So I'm going to do this in creative mode, and I am on a super flat world. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this. First of all, you need to place a red brick, or, well, if that's your choice of what you want to have at the bottom, that's just what I use. And then you take some redstone and you place redstone like this. And then you get this redstone repeater and you place it here. And then first thing I do is I set it clear on the back, and that's because once you connect it to the dropper, it's going to start making this loud clicking sound, and I don't like it, so I change it so it's at the longest setting. Okay, and then you take some more redstone and you put it here. Then from there you take your dropper and you put it here, and you make sure that it's facing out this way so that you can take your chest and put it here, and it's going to take whatever's dropped into the well and it's going to drop it right into this chest. Okay, so that's kind of the whole point in doing that. And then I don't know if you can hear it, I have the volume kind of turned down, but it's making the clicking sound. So then what I do is I take and I build this up, and my suggestion is if you don't want to hear the clicking at the top of your well, to make this, you know, at least 15-20 blocks down. I'm not sure how many blocks that is. That's just to give you an idea of how it works. So you have all these blocks here, and then what you need to do is you need to take and you need to put a block here and a block here. And you're gonna, yeah, like that. It's gonna be on that side because you're gonna need one to be over there. Anyways, what you do from here is you take a hopper and you put a hopper here and a hopper here, and then if you look, they connect right to the block right there. And that's the same way this one does. And then you come back over here and you remove this one and place another hopper there. And then you have all of these hoppers feeding into one specific hopper, and it'll be the hopper that'll go right here. So from there I take another red brick and I place it up one more, and then I get rid of this one, and then I can drop down a little bit. And then the reason being for that is because all of these will ultimately drop everything into this hopper right here. Okay? But we're not going to use that hopper just yet. We're going to use bricks, and we're going to come all the way down. If I can get on the ground. There we go. And you just keep bringing it down until you get one block above your dropper. Okay? Then you take a hopper and you put it right below that so that it's not going into the block, it's going directly into the dropper. Then you can break out the bricks as you go up and do the same thing with each hopper going all the way up. And this one you'll have to go to the other side unless you started on that side. And you do that until you get this hopper that lines up with these. Then you can take all these bricks and you can get rid of them. You can keep them there if you want, I guess, to cover all this in. That's what I did when I originally made it. But this essentially is what's going to take whatever's dropped into the top of your well, and it's going to bring it all the way down into the dropper, and then it's going to put it in this chest. So aside from that, you're also going to want to have a space where you can come down in here so you can clear the chest out, which is fairly easy. Most of you already know how to do all this. You know, you build yourself a block thing going up. And then you take a ladder. I'm too close. And you go all the way up, clear to the top, and then you can figure out how you want to get that set up. The next thing is, you would figure it would be working on this, but we're not done down here yet. So the next thing you want to do is you want to get one of these redstone comparers. And you don't want to drop it like that, because these two spaces right here, these two sticks, they actually have to be next to, if I can get it to work right, like this. They have to be next to the dropper. And you do not want to turn it on. And then you want to take your repeater and you want to put it right next to it. And you can leave that one as a short one. It's not going to matter. And then ultimately, because you're going to have blocks that are going all the way up around, you want to drop your redstone down. And this is what's going to keep everything going, okay? And I'm going to remove this, except for that one for right now. And basically what you do is you just keep wrapping it around. And because this only does, like, I believe it's 9 at a time. Once you hit the 9th one, then you drop the next one down. Okay, like that. And then, and I use this as my 9th one. And then I can do 8 more redstone, and then I can do another repeater. So that's basically how that works. And then if you take and you put some blocks and go up, which is actually what you'll see in the actual game when you dig down, then you can take these and you can go up with them. However, you actually have to, if you're in the process of putting a repeater down, you have to keep that a straight surface for it to go like that, so that it can do it. And I'll make a second video on another world type thing so you can see it. And then this is going to carry all the way up towards the top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this block up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And there. So this comes up to about the same height. Yeah, that's the same height. Okay, so that'll come all the way up around here, and then if I'm just gonna do some around so you can see. And this is kind of how the wishing well will look at the top. Okay, because this here will all be under the ground. So this will not be for anybody else to see. They're just going to see this basic part right here. So if you want to, instead of using bricks like I'm doing around the top, most people use wood, which is actually what I use, but I have the brick up right now, so I'm kind of using it. And then you basically have this, so then you put this stuff in. So it kind of blocks that in, like that. And then you want to take this right here, and you want to keep bringing it around, and you want to keep it fairly close to this. But if you're going to do the outer part with brick, then make sure you want it to end at a spot that's like right here. And then right here in this spot, and it can be on any side of it as long as you get that wrapped around to it so it lines up to where the redstone will go towards it. Because sometimes if you just put it next to it, like it goes behind it or something, it won't connect. You actually have to make it run into it. But you take the dropper, and you have to make sure the dropper is facing up. And if you don't like it like this, where it's sticking up where people can see it, you can always drop it down a block. Just make sure this lines up to this. And then I'll go ahead and let me go back to my bricks here. And I'll kind of show you how this works. okay? Because I want to make sure you know it works before I just shut it off. And that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 8. So then I do 2 this way. Drop your redstone repeater. Drop this. And then continue up the little ladder we have going on. Nope, I did that wrong. Okay, so there, we want it to go like that, and then we come back and we'll get the redstone, and I'll show you how this will work. Okay, so I won't have enough space to do that, so I have to drop another repeater right here. And then you go like this. And then I think I'm going to take some bricks and I'm just going to kind of fill in, because when it drops down we really don't want it to go too far, or when it pops out. And then come up here, and then of course we have this, and I'm not going to build it as you can build it as deep as you want. I'm just going to build it a couple of high so that you can get the idea. But you have this, and then you want to get water, and to make the bottom look better I use the stone slab, but you don't have to use a stone slab. You can use a different one, and make sure you get it at the bottom so it sits right on top. And the thing that's so special about the stone slab is that with the hoppers below it, whatever item comes in here, it'll drop straight through the stone slab and it'll go right into the hopper, for those of you that don't know that. Then you want to take your water and you want to fill this in with your water like that, so that it looks like the wishing well. And there's a lot of videos that show how to make the outside part of the wishing well. I'll go ahead and let you check those out to see how all of that works. As far as this right here, I'm going to show you. Let's see. Let's say you want it to spit out diamond. Okay, that's actually, I hit the button. That's actually what I have one of mine spitting out. So you go right over here to the dropper, and you fill that with your diamond. And then I usually use gold nuggets to do mine. So that's just how I do that. And nope, we're going to save. And then from here, it should, yeah, you're going to want to make sure that this is lined up with this. So don't build that up with this. You got to bring it all the way up to the top so that it's above everything. So I built this here after I did that, but you should really build this area and how deep it's going to be before you put that in, so you know how high to make it up to bring the dropper up. But anyways, you just go over it, and whatever you're going to drop in it, and actually it really doesn't matter because it'll work the same with all of it, and you just hit the O button and drop it in there. And that for some reason did not work. So let's go down here and see what's going on. Well, it went in there. Okay, I've never actually had an issue with it not working. So everything, well, as you're seeing, everything did, it went all the way down in here. So somewhere in here we have an issue, and if that's the case, you can just click on one of these hoppers, drop this in it, and then look down here and see where it's not lining up. Okay, and that's where the mistake is right here. So And it's real easy to figure out where your mistakes are with this because it'll show you what's lighting up from what's not. Okay, so my mistake is that. So what I've done is every one of these I've put down, I've put them in the wrong direction. You need the main stick to stick out the other way. I don't know why this one is not stopping. Oh, that's why, because it's still dropping them in. So as long as it keeps dropping all of those in, it's going to stay lit. So it's going to keep dropping more stuff out. So in the meantime, we can run around here and we can put them all the right way. And that's a big thing about this is you have to make sure everything faces the right way. See, that one's facing the right way now. This one is not. And they've all gone off now, so I'll fix that one in a second. We'll come back down here and we'll grab the rest of our gold nuggets and we'll come back up to the top. And we'll remove this one and we'll reset it with another one. And then now we'll try it again. You go like that, and once it hits the bottom, it should shoot a diamond out, and as you can see, there's my diamond right there. So that's basically how it works. If you have any more questions about it, go ahead and send me or leave a comment or whatever, and if any of this is confusing to you, I can go through the whole thing and dig the hole and everything. You just have to make sure you get these right. If you're finding it's not lighting up, okay, with the redstone repeaters, just remember, that the main stick that's right here, it has to face towards where the redstone is. So, as long as you have that configured, if they're still not lighting up, try switching them the other way. So, if yours is facing this way, turn it around, face it the other way, and see if you can't get it to work that way. And then if you got some of it lighting up, then you can configure from there. Usually when I do this, I like to fill most of this stuff in as I'm going. And the reason you want the ladder here is so that when you get to the top, you have a place where once the treasure chest gets full, you can climb down in here and you can get into the treasure chest and you can take everything out, and then you don't have to worry about that getting clogged. And then you're going to want to cover this with something so people don't know that it's there and so they don't climb in there. Usually what I do with this is I stick a trap door over the top of it. And then when you want to get into it or you want something, you just open the trap door. I usually use the wooden trap doors. But yeah, this is basically it. And I know it looks weird like this because it's not actually underground. But if you have any other questions about it or anything, like I said, just send me a message and I'll get back to you on it. If you would like me to make a second video to show in more detail what it looks like, how you do it through the ground, I'd be more than happy to show that to you. So, if you like the video, just hit like and all that, so I know you guys are appreciating this. And if you would prefer to have one that has a disposal, so if, you have to deal with somebody that likes to be a jerk occasionally, they're throwing things, like rotten flesh or like shrubs and things like that to get whatever it is in the box to come out. If you deal with people that are like that, obviously there's not a whole lot, that I can tell you about that with your dropper being that close, because at the top, because if they really wanted, they could go in and they could take everything out of it. However, if they're not willing to do that, they're just dropping random stuff and it ends up in your chest, I recommend to go ahead and look up the other video for the working wishing well that does have the disposal system and it drops all the bad stuff into lava. But I don't know if that works. This is the PlayStation 3 edition. So, thanks for watching and bye.